So before I start this video, I want to say that this situation is rapidly unfolding and new information is constantly coming out. So if at the time you're watching this, I don't have all the details, just know that I know that. This situation seems like it's going to drag on for a while, and I didn't want to wait until everything was wrapped up to give my 2 cents, so there may be another video about this situation in the future. But anyways, today we are talking about the Hype / Min Heejin / Adore civil war. I'm sure all of you have heard of this by now, but if you haven't, don't worry, I'll be going over the basics in just a moment. But from the top, I'm going to make my opinion on this entire situation very clear. I believe Min Heejin is nuts, greedy, and self-obsessed, and I 100% believe everything Hype is alleging about her. And throughout this video, you will come to understand why. And before someone calls me a bootlicker, I want to be honest here. I do not believe Hybe is a perfect company and that they shouldn't be criticized. I have many issues with Hybe and I'm open to hearing valid criticisms of them based on facts. However, in this situation, I believe that Hybe is actually trying to clean house and do something good for once. From the very beginning, Min Heejin has proven herself to be untrustworthy and there is nothing she has said or done that would incline me to believe her, and I don't think you all should either. Okay, hello. So I am trying something new. I've always kind of wanted to do this corkboard type of video. As you can see, I have my pointy finger. This felt like the perfect time to do it because this video is so convoluted. So I have everything laid out here and all the connections made so we can all get a better idea of who is and isn't connected, since there's a plethora of misinformation out there and I want to keep it as clear as possible. This is my first time trying something like this, so I hope you all like it. And if not, pretend I never did this. But anyways, let's get into it. So for those of you who are just hearing about this situation for the first time, let me break it down. On April 22nd, Hybe performed an audit on Min Heejin and another executive of Adore because of suspicions that Adore's employees were attempting to become independent from Hybe through illicit means. To clarify, Min Heejin and the other executives of Adore own 20% of Adore. Hybe owns the other 80%. This makes Hybe the majority shareholder of Adore. It's further alleged by Hybe that Adore executives plan to obtain Hybe's management rights by turning public opinion against Hybe through claims of mistreatment, forcing them to sell their 80% share of Adore. They allegedly did this by encouraging the formation of negative opinions about Hybe and the leaking of personal information such as trainee portraits and medical conditions. Min Heejin was personally accused of wrongfully obtaining sensitive information about Hybe and using a Hybe employee to steal confidential information from Hybe. It has also been alleged that there is in-house abuse taking place within Adore. Now, these are some serious accusations, with some of these allegations being actual crimes. And I feel the need to clarify that we may not know how true some of the things Hybe alleged are because, as they said themselves, some of the information is sensitive, which means it won't be shared with the public, and they're probably going to take legal action, so we won't know the outcome until that's done. Regardless, these are not petty allegations, and I doubt Hybe will forgive and forget in this situation. However, Adore's statement in response to this news did not address any of the allegations against them, but instead focused on Hybe's newest group, Audit, and how they are copying NewJeans. Not a word was said that addressed Adore employees trying to wrongfully obtain control of Adore, about them spreading rumors about Hybe and its groups to make them look bad, or about crimes allegedly being committed by Min Heejin or the abuse. Their entire statement was just how they felt Audit was copying NewJeans. That's it. Now somehow people are beginning to side with Min Heejin, especially since her press conference where she attempted to defend herself. I don't know how, because Adore's initial response should have told you she was full of shit from the beginning, but now I'm going to break down every issue regarding this situation that has currently presented itself that proves why none of you should be siding with her. The first issue is name-dropping NewJeans. Now this is one of my biggest issues and what tells me she shouldn't be trusted. This entire situation originally started with Hybe accusing Adore executives of misconduct. Nothing in this original statement mentioned NewJeans. So why the hell would Min Heejin and Adore's employees make them the center of their argument? Mind you, they said they wanted to protect NewJeans in their initial statement, and yet they throw them into the eye of the storm by name-dropping them in a situation that had everything to do with Adore and nothing to do with NewJeans as a group. And NewJeans are about to have a comeback, by the way, so I don't know what possessed them to include them in on this drama. And I can't tell you how much it made my skin crawl when Min Heejin started talking about how bad the members felt for her at the press conference and how they comforted her, a grown woman, as teenage girls. Like, sure they did, and then everyone clapped. And even if it is true, Why would you directly involve the members in your drama? And you're talking about how the situation is so hard for NewJeans like you aren't the one who involved them in this shit show. Nobody told you to name drop them. Nobody had alleged that NewJeans personally did anything wrong. You and your employees brought their name into it. And now they're being dragged into the harsh spotlight because you can't keep your mouth shut. And I said this a long time ago in another video, but I predicted that Min Heejin would get NewJeans into trouble because she's incapable of shutting up. And after how she responded to the cookie controversy in such a self-righteous and know-it-all way, I knew she and her big mouth were going to do something that made the members of NewJeans look bad. And I'm sad to say that I was right. NewJeans should never have been mentioned in this situation. As the CEO, you and your company are being criticized for misconduct. You don't bring out your idol groups to block the punches. That's such childish and inappropriate behavior, which brings me to my second issue. The next issue is name-dropping Audit. The way Adore centered their entire argument around Audit, only for Min Heejin to back off the copycat claim in the press conference after she realized she didn't have a leg to stand on, might be one of the most egregious parts about this. You cannot convince me that Adore did not know that they would be sending tons of hate Audit's way by accusing them of copying NewJeans. They knew exactly what they were doing and simply didn't care. Audit were just sacrificial lambs for Adore and their employees to defend themselves. And by the way, for all the fuss that was made by Adore about Audit copying NewJeans, she provided absolutely no evidence to prove that claim at her press conference, and even went as far to say that she wasn't trying to target Audit personally despite directly name dropping them. I was baffled at the fact that there wasn't even an attempt by Adore or Min Heejin to bring forth any evidence proving that Audit was copying NewJeans. The claim that Audit copied NewJeans was just meant to be a distraction from the allegations of misconduct. So no, of course she didn't provide any proof that Audit copied NewJeans. Not only because it's just a shield, but also because the only thing similar about Audit and NewJeans are that they're each 5-member Hype girl groups and the members have long dark hair. That's literally it. There is no validity to the claim that Audit copied NewJeans because, and this is not meant to be a diss to NewJeans, but NewJeans are not unique enough as a group for anybody to be going around claiming they invented XYZ. At most, you could say they popularized certain things. But popularizing something isn't the same as creating it, and it's definitely not enough to amount to plagiarism. And plenty of people have already proven that NewJeans took inspiration from other artists, the main comparison being to the Japanese girl group Speed, who released the song Body and Soul back in 1996, and its similarity to NewJeans' song Attention. And this isn't to accuse NewJeans of plagiarism, but instead to prove how flimsy accusations of plagiarism can be in the K-pop industry. There is no originality in K-pop. Every group takes inspiration from other groups, both past and present. NewJeans didn't invent Y2K, having long dark hair, or playful teen crush concepts. So unless Min Heejin and Adore can come back with some irrefutable evidence of plagiarism on the part of Audit, they need to keep Audit's name out of their mouth. The next issue is the hypocrisy. Min Heejin cannot say anything without contradicting herself. Staying on the topic of Audit, I'd like to point out that Min Heejin and Adore made a huge fuss about being compared to Audit, but had no issue with NewJeans being marketed as BTS's sister group. When they first debuted, there were articles everywhere comparing them to BTS, but of course she didn't have a problem with that at all. But now she and Adore want to act like they always wanted NewJeans to be independent from other groups, like they weren't trying to ride BTS's coattails this entire time. Additionally, Min Heejin is acting like she made NewJeans from scratch when the reality is she was handed NewJeans. As it turns out, all of the members of NewJeans were originally source trainees, so she didn't even have a hand in scouting them. She was handed trainees to make a group from. Min Heejin acts like she's the sole reason NewJeans is popular while publicly acknowledging she went with Hype because she didn't want to spend her own money and possibly go broke trying to create a group of her own. How are you going to claim NewJeans' success as your own when you admit that you likely would have failed and gone broke if you had done it by yourself? Let's not lie to ourselves. NewJeans being a Hype group is what made them so popular, not Min Heejin. She takes all this credit for coming up with the concept like that's the actual reason NewJeans is popular. It doesn't matter what concept NewJeans ended up with. NewJeans would have been popular even if Min Heejin had no role in planning their debut, and it's because they're a Hype group. Hype's name being attached to them is why they were so popular from the beginning. Had Min Heejin tried to form NewJeans under a less popular label, they wouldn't be half as successful as NewJeans is now because they wouldn't have that Hype clout. Min Heejin goes on and on on about how NewJeans are like her kids and how she works so hard to create them, like she wasn't handed a group of trainees to make a girl group out of by the most popular K-pop entertainment company to ever exist. Stop kidding yourself. The next issue is no coworkers defending her. The only people defending Min Heejin are herself, her lawyer, and the Adore executive she's accused of committing crimes with. The fact that no one from SM, a place she worked for nearly 2 decades, has come out in defense of her is wild, especially because old friends, coworkers, and acquaintances usually always come out in defense in this situation. In fact, it's alleged that SM employees are sympathizing with Hybe employees because she's apparently a nightmare to work with. The fact that no one who personally knows her has come forward in her defense or backed up her claims is shocking. This is a very public and widespread controversy, and I believe that if anything she was saying was actually true, people who know her and have worked with her would come out either anonymously or publicly to say that she's a good person, and yet none of that has happened. I don't think this is the final nail in her coffin or anything, but nobody coming out to say what a great person Min Heejin is to work with is surprising to me. The next issue is pretending like this isn't all about the money. Like I said, I do not buy the claims that Min Heejin and Adore are upset that Audit allegedly copied NewJeans, because she and Adore are just using it as a shield so they don't have to address the allegations of misconduct against them. She had the nerve to say in her press conference that this wasn't about money, while simultaneously saying she wasn't well compensated by Hybe, and it coming out that it was in fact all about the money, as she demanded a revision of her and Hybe's shareholder agreement so she can make more money off her shares of Adore. And that's why I believe she dragged NewJeans' name into this. She's hiding behind a group of teenage girls to avoid being called out on her greedy and illicit behavior. I said this in another video, but never ever believe the claims by a K-pop company CEO that they don't care about money and that they genuinely care about the groups they manage. It's always bullshit, and it's just a way to appeal to fans of their groups. All CEOs care about money. That's why they're CEOs. Some people are claiming that Hybe wants to get rid of Min Heejin because it'll be easier to buy back her shares of Adore because she violated her contract with them. I don't understand why Hybe would do that, because Hybe created Adore and made Min Heejin the CEO. It's not like they acquired Adore as an existing company and are now trying to kick her out. If they wanted to completely control Adore from the beginning, they would have done that from the start. And going back to the claim that she wasn't well paid by Hybe, it's also come out that Bang Si-hyuk not only sold Min Heejin's shares in Adore for a lower price, but lent her money so that she could buy them. And for a company that allegedly hates her so much, they treated her amazingly, as she is the highest paid Hybe employee, claiming a salary of 2 billion won or 1.46 million USD, in addition to owning 18% of Adore's shares. So Min Heejin's story isn't adding up. She's claiming to not care about money and that Hybe underpaid her while having the highest salary amongst all Hybe employees. It really does seem like what happened is that Hybe placed way too much trust in Min Heejin and she got greedy. Claiming to be underpaid while making a 7-figure salary plus performance bonuses and a 20% share of the company you run only makes me believe even more that this is all about the money for her. The next issue is the claim that NewJeans is mismanaged. The claim that NewJeans is being mistreated by Hybe literally only surfaced because Min Heejin is about to lose her job. It's insane to me that people cannot see she's only claiming that NewJeans is mistreated because she's being accused of misconduct. And on top of that, there is nothing to substantiate the rumors that NewJeans are mistreated. She claimed that NewJeans were being mistreated because Hybe allowed Audit to copy them. And as we've already established, she has provided no concrete evidence of Audit copying NewJeans. And people who side with Min Heejin are now alleging that NewJeans is mistreated because their recent music video that hit 13 million views and Hybe didn't post about it. Like, number one, 13 million views isn't a milestone that any company posts about. And number two, making celebratory posts about a group's music video hitting a certain number of views is Adore's job, not Hybe's. Some entry-level employee at Adore is responsible for making all of the celebratory posts about YouTube views, not Hybe executives. I've said this before, but people misuse the word mismanagement in regards to K-pop all the time. Like, so many genuinely mismanaged groups would love to be as quote-unquote mismanaged as NewJeans are. I'm sure they would love it. There isn't a single shred of actual proof beyond speculations that NewJeans is mismanaged by Hybe. The person who is actually mismanaging them is Min Heejin by dragging them into her mess. The next issue is directly contributing to harmful rumors about BTS and other hype groups. So basically, every hype group has been thrown to the wolves as a result of Min Heejin. She not only directly mentioned different hype groups that had nothing to do with the original controversy, but has paved the way for more baseless rumors to surface, such as the Downworld debacle, rumors of Satanism, old and disproven Sajegi allegations, and the implication that HYBE is behind every horrible thing to happen in K-pop for the past 10 years. At this point, K-pop stans are about to start accusing BTS and HYBE of kidnapping the Lindbergh baby or shooting JFK. And Min Heejin is directly responsible for all of this. Trying to drag down the rest of HYBE because you're being called to the principal's office is so childish and vindictive, and this is exactly what Min Heejin is doing. I wouldn't be surprised if she and her minions were the reason why the disproven Sajegi allegations are in the press again now in regards to BTS. And as I said, the Sajegi allegations were disproven years ago. Downworld themselves came out and said that there was no connection between them and HYBE, and the Satanism shit, along with the rumors that HYBE orchestrated the takedown of every big group at the same time BTS were writing and recording an album out of their garage, is laughable. The rumors are getting so bad that people are questioning whether Le Seraphim and Audit, whose names have been so thoroughly dragged through the mud, will ever recover from the fallout that Min Heejin caused by directly mentioning them. And people are now demanding an investigation into BTS over disproven rumors and want them to be stripped of their Cultural Merit Award. Min Heejin has made it so that baseless and inaccurate rumors regarding HYBE groups stick more easily, and this wouldn't be happening if she had just addressed what she was actually accused of, instead of using HYBE groups as shields to avoid addressing the allegations of misconduct. The media is literally beating a dead horse as a result of Min Heejin's actions, and it only makes me hope that she gets canned by HYBE even more. The next issue is the shaman allegations. Now, I seriously don't know how anybody heard what Min Heejin said in response to the shaman allegations and didn't immediately stop believing her. I was 100% convinced that she was going to deny them and say that HYBE was lying because it sounded straight out of a K-drama. But she confirmed them. And not only that, but she asked her shaman friend what to do about BTS's enlistment because she thought it would be a great opportunity for her. Honestly, knowing that she worked with Taeyong on his solo album makes my stomach turn because this is the umpteenth time someone that has worked with BTS has plotted against them. But back to the main point. I don't care if Min Heejin wants to use a shaman in her personal life. Your religious beliefs are your religious beliefs, but using shamans to dictate how you conduct your professional life and goals in the workplace is so unhinged. I still can't believe it's not made up. Imagine being NewJeans and getting told your comeback was delayed because your boss's shaman said the time wasn't right yet. Like, she's literally used a shaman to help her decide on stock options. And HYBE is alleging that she did even more than that, stating that important company information like executive stock options, potential investors, etc. were shared with the shaman. And I'm not trying to make fun of shamanism in general, but I think that involving your religion in the workplace is unprofessional, especially as the fucking CEO of a company. Like, I couldn't care less if Min Heejin follows shamanism in her personal life, but asking a shaman about BTS's military enlistment is just so fucking pathetic. And if what HYBE is saying is true, and I believe it is, sharing private and sensitive information about the company you work for with a shaman is just insane. And the fact that she didn't deny visiting a shaman and is trying to downplay it to make it seem like she just asked about BTS enlisting tells me that there's absolutely proof that exists that Min Heejin is spilling company secrets to her shaman friend. And the last issue is intentionally starting a fan war. Some of you might call me a conspiracy theorist for this, but I genuinely believe that Audit and Min Heejin turned this entire situation into a fan war on purpose. I think Min Heejin knew she was cooked and intentionally turned this into a court of public opinion case because the outcome would be more favorable for her. As we've already established, Min Heejin and Audit's original response to the allegations of misconduct did not address HYBE's claims at all. They instead made it about NewJeans and Audit. She's now dragged tons of other groups into this mess, like BTS, Le Seraphim, TWS, 50/50, GFriend, aespa, and more. So many groups have been dragged into this mess, hence dragging their fans into it with them. Ultimately, I believe that Min Heejin knew that the more she muddied the waters, the better the outcome would be for her. So she and Audit decided to start one big fan war. And with fan wars comes lots and lots of misinformation, and that misinformation gets taken as fact by a lot of people. So anyone can basically say anything, and that misinformation gets taken as fact by a lot of people. From the rumored connections of HYBE and its groups to Downworld, to the already disproven rumors of Sejegi by shifting the attention off of her and onto Hype groups and other K-pop groups. All of the damning evidence coming out against her gets tossed by the wayside because everybody is so busy fighting over whether or not NewJeans is mistreated or if BTS is connected to Downworld because all of the members attended Global Cyber University. Call me crazy if you want, but Min Heejin is laughing all the way to the bank right now because she got you all to believe her by pulling a red herring. Now people are seeing her as the doting mother of NewJeans going up against the supervillain that is Hype because she's been so thorough in distracting you all from the original reason she's being criticized to begin with. Hype leaves much to be desired as a corporation, but that doesn't by default make Min Heejin a good person. I've seen so many K-pop stans side with Min Heejin like she wouldn't throw your alt group to the wolves if it made her look good. Like I know some of you think Hype is the worst thing to happen to K-pop, but look past your weird hate boner for a second and think. Literally the only reason people are siding with Min Heejin is because they don't like Hype, which is why most of the arguments in defense of Min Heejin lack evidence and are based solely on personal opinion. And maybe you think that it's hypocritical because I've openly said I never liked Min Heejin and I'm criticizing her now, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt in some areas. I thought the rumors of her using a shaman to make company decisions was just a lie fabricated by Hype to make her look bad, but it ended up being real. The point is that Min Heejin has successfully turned herself into Robin Hood, especially in the eyes of the Korean general public, despite being a multi-millionaire CEO. She did this by muddying the waters so much by turning this entire situation into a fan war. And not only is it a dirtbag move to drag other groups into your mess, but it shows that she's clearly scared of something. Because if the allegations against her weren't true, we would have seen some proof of that by now instead of hearing her rants about NewJeans and every other K-pop group and how she's been wronged by Hype. And so that concludes this video. I hope I laid everything out clearly enough and at least sold some of you on why you should not trust Min Heejin. I'll definitely be talking about this more as it unfolds, but I just wanted to get my immediate thoughts and opinions down. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!